please stand and join in honoring our Star Spangled Banner.
Welcome in, everybody, as we get set. Welcome in, everybody, as we get set to start this Tuesday night baseball matchup here in the Central Wisconsin South Conference, and it is a good one tonight as both the Pacelli Cardinals and the Rosholt Hornets sit 1-2 at the top of the Central Wisconsin South Conference. The Pacelli Cardinals at 9-3 overall, 5-0 in Central Wisconsin South Conference play, and the Rosholt Hornets at 9-2 overall and 4-0 in conference play. So the winner of tonight's game will sit alone at the top of the Central Wisconsin South. As we had a half-hour rain delay, this game was originally supposed to start at 4:30, but a little bit of rain came in, and the radar looks like we might see some showers here throughout this game, but could also miss us. I guess we'll wait and see. We'll go on as planned here, as this one is set to start at 5 p.m. It's 4:59 Central Time. The Hornets coming off a loss to Nakusa last night, and the Cardinals coming off a win at Almond Bancroft. So again, Cardinals sitting at 5-0 in conference play. Rosholt Hornets at 4-0 in conference play this season. So a lot on the line here in this Central Wisconsin South Conference baseball matchup. As the Cardinals continue to warm up out in the outfield, and so we'll go through the batting lineup for the Hornets. It'll be Isaac Seakosh leading off. Tyler Hintz at the second spot. Blade Nevadunsky at the 3 spot. Sam Trebatuski at the 4 spot. Nate Lamanchek at 5. Justin Wanta at the 6 spot. Brock Lyshik at the 7 spot. Bo Nevadunsky at the 8 spot. And Nate Kropolowski batting at the 9 spot for the Hornets. So leading off is Isaac Seakosh, and pitching tonight for the Cardinals is number 16, Caden Mayick. And my name is Kale Jacoby alongside Vinny over here. That first pitch is a strike. to Seakosh. That one's low and away for ball one. So 1-1 the count to Isaac Seakosh. And that one's just on the outside corner of the strike zone for strike two. 1-2 the count to Seakosh. Again, Mayak on the mound for the Cardinals. That one's fouled off as Seakosh stays alive. One, two, the count. That one's low and away for ball number two. That one got by catcher Tim Sackman. That's low and away for ball three. That evens up or runs the count full. 3-2 the count to Isaac Seakosh. And that one's popped back and fouled off. Hopefully it doesn't hit any cars back there. So count still at 3-2 here in the top of the first. That one is shot out into right field, and it'll be an out. So popped out into right field for out number one. That was Brock Bierencott over there in right field for the Cardinals. And that brings up catcher Tyler Hintz for the Hornets. That one's right down the middle for strike one. 0-1 the count to Hintz. One down here in the top of the first. That one's grounded over to third base. And Hintz will be out at first. So 2 up and 2 down here to start this one in the first inning. As Seakosh and Hintz both go down. And that brings up shortstop Blade Nevedunsky. That's low for ball one. 1-0 the count. 2 down, nobody on here in the top of the first. That one's right down the middle for strike one. Evens up the count at 1-1. And that's down the middle again for strike number 2, as Mayak throwing some heat today. That's low and outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count to Nevedunsky. As this game just one of 6 games broadcast tonight on the Zaleski Sports Broadcast Network, as that one's fouled off into right field. Count stays at 2-2. We also have Kaukauna and Neenah softball tonight, Newman Catholic and Stratford baseball, Assumption Amherst soccer, as that one's going to hit Nevedunsky, so Nevedunsky takes his base. That'll bring up Sam Trebatuski, the third baseman for the Hornets. And we also have Newman Catholic and Stratford softball and Merrill and DC Everest softball. So 6 games broadcast here on Tuesday night, all for free on ZaleskiSports.com. It's again third baseman, number 24, Sam Trebatuski, up to bat. As that's called a strike. 0-1 the count to Trebatuski. And Caden Mayak at the mound for the Pacelli Cardinals. That's outside. Runner stealing second, and he will be out at second. So that'll end the inning. Blade Nevedunsky trying to steal second. Great throw from Sackman over there to second, and that'll do it for the top of the first. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Incentive to get started at Mid-State Technical College? 1, 2, 3 for free can save up to $900 on tuition. Start this summer if you'd like. No catches, no application fee or essays to write. 1, 2, 3 for free at Mid-State. Get started at mstc.edu.
When you get moving again, be safe and ready to go. Use your stimulus or tax return to save up to $150 on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires. At Sherrill Tire and Service Center.
Get your car done right.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the bottom of the first inning. And really quickly, we'll run through the lineup for the Pacelli Cardinals tonight. Leading off is Bryson Cashin, then Drew Kudrevich, Brock Bierenkott, Caden Mayak, Asher Jordan, Nick Helms, Ben Hammerly, Tim Sackman, and rounding out the order is Nolan Wycheck. So it'll be Cashin leading off for the Cardinals. Cashin over in center field tonight. And Bryson Cashin, a familiar name for us here at Zaleski Sports. Running back for the football team, also started on the Pacelli Cardinals basketball team this year as well. So we continue to cover Pacelli Cardinal sports exclusively here on Zaleski Sports. Again, all free at ZaleskiSports.com. Cashin, the lefty. And pitching for the Rosholt Hornets tonight is Isaac Sikash. As pitch one is a strike right down the middle to Bryson Cashin. Again, both these teams battling for that top spot in the Central Wisconsin South. That one's a ball, evens up the count at 1-1. And first time these teams are meeting this season, both undefeated in conference play. One of them's going to come out with a loss. That one's outside for ball number 2. It's 2-1 the count to Bryson Cashin. And that one is shot out deep into center field, and it will be caught for out number 1. That's Bo Nevedunsky out there with the catch in center field for the Hornets. And that brings up shortstop Drew Kudrevich. This pitch one is outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Kudrevich. 1 down. Nobody on, and a big swing and a miss from Kudrevich there. Could tell he wanted that one. This count evens at 1-1. Another big swing and a miss from Kudrevich. Going for some home run shots here early is Kudrevich. There's another big swing and a miss, and that'll be a strikeout for Sikash, as Kudrevich goes down swinging for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the first for the Pacelli Cardinals. And that brings up right fielder Brock Bierenkott batting at the 3 spot tonight, as he fouls that one back for strike number 1. It's 0-1 the count to Bierenkot. And pitch 2 is a strike. 0-2 the count now to Bierenkot. As we check in, we'll check in with some other games here after this. As that one shot out into left field, and that one will fall. So it'll be a base hit out into left field for Brock Bierenkot. As that sets up Caden Mayak, pitcher Caden Mayak, at the 4 spot for the Pacelli Cardinals. But as we check in over in Stratford, Stratford and Newman Catholic baseball is tied at 1-1 in the bottom of the 2nd. Jason Zaleski on the call over there in Stratford. As that's a swing and a miss on pitch 1 for Mayak. 0-1 the count. Runner at first, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 1st inning. As Sikosh, that one's low for ball 1 to Mack. 1-1 the count. Again, runner at first, 2 down here in the bottom of the 1st inning. As Sikosh checks Bierenkot over there at first. And that one's right down the middle for strike number 2. 1-2 the count to Caden Mack. As we also have Nina and Kakana softball over in Nina. That's Mike Wenlin on the call over in that game. That one's low and away for ball 2. That one's 0-0 in the bottom of the 1st over in Nina. And all these games broadcast for free on the Zaleski Sports Broadcast Network, as that one is popped out into right field and out of play for a foul. Count stays at 2-2. But all games for free on the Zaleski Sports Broadcast Network. Go to zaleskisports.com for a full list of all of our live broadcasts here at Zaleski Sports. As that one's fouled back again, so Caden Mack staying alive in the count. We also got some soccer going on tonight. Assumption Royals taking on the Amherst Falcons over in Amherst. As Mack shoots that one out into deep left field, and it'll be out. So a nice play there by Nate Kropolowski to make the play there, and that will do it for the 1st inning. And we'll take a quick 30-second break and be right back after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Our nice weather is precious. Don't let mosquitoes stop your family from enjoying a minute of it. Prepare, prevent, and protect with Mosquito Escape. Call or click today.
Yep. All right, welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the top of the 2nd inning, as no run scored in the 1st inning by either side. But now we'll have a chance to hear from some of our great sponsors here at Zaleski Sports that make everything we do possible, starting with Fleet Farm. If you like Fleet Farm, you've got to sign up for Fleet Rewards. You earn points to save even more on things you already buy. Plus, it's free to sign up. Start earning points today with Fleet Rewards. Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955. And a full 66 years of business for Fleet Farm. Myself, I love the Fleet Farm candy. You can never go wrong with that over at Fleet Farm. So be sure to stop over at your local Fleet Farm for all your needs. As leading off for the Rosholt Hornets here in the top of the second inning is Sam Trebatuski. Again, the first inning ended on a attempted stolen base where Blade Nevedunsky was out at second. And that one's chipped back for a foul and strike number 1 to Trebatuski. Big swing and a miss from Trebatuski there. 0-2 the count from Mayak to Trebatuski. That one's grounded into the gap in left field, and Trebatuski's going to have a base hit. He splits the gap between third baseman and the shortstop. And that brings up first baseman at number 5 in the order, Nate Lemanchek. And Lemanchek we recognize from the Rosholt basketball team this year. A lot of familiar faces, both sides from both basketball and football seasons. And that one's going to be a high pitch, checking over at first base. And he'll be out at second, so Trebatuski tries to take advantage of the errant throw over to first from Mayak, but a great recovery throw there from Nick Helms. And it was a close call, but they called him out at second, so Nick Helms with the throw over to second. Great throw, gets Trebatuski out, trying to steal over to second. So Lemanchek, and that'll be a strike to Nate Lemanchek. 0-1 the count. 1 down here in the top of the second inning. And that's lone in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 the count. We also have, we mentioned we had Newman in Stratford baseball. We also got Newman at Stratford softball, where Newman leads 4-1 in the top of the third. That one's grounded over to third and through the glove of third baseman Asher Jordan. So Lemanchek's going to reach first on an error. So that's just underneath, it looked like it was just underneath the glove of Jordan there. Just didn't quite get the glove on the ground. So runner at first as Justin Wanta up to bat for Rosholt. Lemanchek over at first as that one is shot out into right field but fouled off for strike number 1. Evens up the count at 1-1 to Justin Wanta. That one's outside for ball number 2. 2-1 the count to Wanta. As on the call over in Stratford for softball is Matt Dickinson. That one's low and away for ball number 3. 3-1 the count to Wanta. And that one's going to hit Wanta. So Wanta will take his base, as that's the second batter we've seen Mayak hit tonight. So Wanta takes his base. Lemanchik heads over to second. So runners at first and second for Brock Lyshek up to bat for Rosholt, the right fielder, batting in the 7th spot. That one's low and outside for ball 1. The last game we haven't got to tonight here on the Zaleski Sports Broadcast Network is Merrill softball, Merrill and DC Everest softball. That one's going to get by the catcher, and runners will advance. So runners advance to second and third on that pitch there, as 2-0 the count to Lyshek. But it looks like there's a stoppage in play over in DC Everest for softball. I would assume because of weather. 3-0 the count. But DC Everest leads 8-1 over Merrill in the bottom of the 4th. So they're currently on a weather delay, it looks like, and that will be ball 4. And Lyshek will take his base. That loads the bases here for Rosholt with just 1 out. Here in the top of the 2nd, we'll have a meeting on the mound here for the Pacelli Cardinals. We'll take a quick 30-second break and be right back right after this.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauer & Fine Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
Welcome back, everybody, as it is Bo Nevedunsky at bat for Rosholt. First pitch is a strike to Nevedunsky. Mayak trying to get back on track and put some balls in the strike zone. 0-1 the count to Nevedunsky. Bases loaded. Big swing and a miss there from Bo. 0-2 the count to Nevedunsky. Batting at that 8th spot, the center fielder, Nevedunsky. Bases loaded here. Only 1 out. That one's low and away for ball 1. So the Cardinals in a dangerous spot here as the Hornets look to get some runs on the board here in the top of the 2nd, as they won't get it there as Nevedunsky strikes out looking for out number 2 here in the top of the 2nd, and that brings up Nate Kropolowski, the left fielder, batting in the 9 spot tonight. That one's low and inside for ball 1. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1-0 the count to Kropolowski. As he pops that one out into right field, we'll see if it stays in play. It does not. So it'll be fouled off. Count evens at 1-1 for Kropolowski. That one inside, but hits the inside corner of the strike zone for strike number 2. 1-2 the count from Mayak to Kropolowski. And that's low and outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd. That's a big swing and a miss, and Mayak finishes out the inning with 2 straight strikeouts to give up no runs here in the 2nd inning. We'll take another quick break and be right back with the bottom of the 2nd right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love Home Furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the bottom of the second inning. As the score is 0-0 here in this battle of the 1 and 2 top teams in the Central Wisconsin South, the Pacelli Cardinals and the Rosholt Hornets. As in the top of the second, the Hornets had the bases loaded with just one out, and Caden Mayek was able to strike out the final two batters to end the inning, giving up no runs for the Pacelli Cardinals. And leading off for the Cardinals here in the second inning, it will be third baseman Asher Jordan. And over on the mound for the Hornets is Isaac Seakosh, getting the start at pitcher tonight for the Hornets. Asher Jordan, number 13, the third baseman, leads off for the Cardinals. That one's inside for ball one. And he pops that one up into the infield and out. Over by second base. So one up and one down here in the bottom of the second for the Pacelli Cardinals. And that brings up first baseman Nick Helms, number 10 for the Cardinals. As he pops that one up and in play, looks like Seakosh will be able to get it, and he does. So another pop out for the Cardinals. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the second. That brings up second baseman Ben Hammerly, number 3. Again, that's another familiar face from the Pacelli Cardinals basketball team. That one's outside for ball one. That one hits the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 the count to Hammerly. That one's high for ball two. 2-1 the count now. 2 down, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. 2-1 count to Ben Hammerly. And a big swing and a miss there from Hammerly. 2-2 the count. As that one's grounded over to Seakosh, and they'll have the easy out at first, and that'll do it for the second inning. We'll take a quick 30-second break and be right back with the top of the third right after this.
Are you living with a prosthesis that is causing discomfort or pain? You have options, and I'm here to help. Hi, my name is Shai. I'm the owner of Next Step Prosthetics in Marshfield. You have a choice where you go for prosthetic care. My focus and specialty is providing a prosthesis that you enjoy wearing to help you get your life back. Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Let's take the next step together to a better life.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the top of the third inning. 0-0 here, but we'll have a chance to hear from our friends over at Point Heating. Nobody enjoys being without comfort. Time to plan for the summer months ahead. Give the pros at Point Heating and Cooling a call for furnace and AC service in Stevens Point. Sign up for planned service and receive 10% off parts and a reminder to service your furnace and central air conditioner. Call Point Heating and Cooling at 715-345-1979. Again, that's 715-345-1979. And visit online at pointheating.com. And we'll also hear from our friends over at Draxler Transport. Draxler has flatbed driving opportunities that pay you a 5-cent per mile premium over van. At Draxler Transport, drivers are always home for their requested time off. Draxler Transport is a family-oriented company that treats you like family. Visit DraxlerTransport.com to apply today. So another big thanks to our friends over at Point Heating and Draxler Transport. As leading off for the Rosholt Hornets will be their leadoff hitter and pitcher, Isaac Seakosh. Seakosh popped out to right field his first at-bat back in the first inning. Again, still no runs on the board here through 2 innings of play. As that one is shot out into center field, and it looks like it's going to fall, and it will, right in the gap between center and right field, and he's trying for second, and he'll be safe. It was close. It was a risky choice by Seakosh to head over to second. It was a close call, and they call him safe at second, so Isaac Seakosh is going to have a double. And that brings up catcher Tyler Hintz. Hintz grounded out back in the first inning. Hintz at second in the order tonight, as that's a big swing and a miss on an inside pitch, making it 0-1 the count. So runner at second, no outs here in the top of the third to Tyler Hintz. That one's low and outside for ball one. 1-1 the count. Again, both these teams undefeated in conference play. That one's popped out into center field, as that'll be an easy out for center fielder Bryson Cashin. So 1 down here in the top of the third. And that brings up Blade Nevedunsky. Nevedunsky, the shortstop tonight, batting third in the order. Nevedunsky was out trying to steal second back in the first inning, as that's a big swing and a miss from Nevedunsky. Nevedunsky walked his first at-bat and then was caught out at second trying to steal. 0-1 the count to Nevedunsky. As he shoots that one out into left field. It looks like it's going to get past the left fielder, and it does. So a big hit out into left field for Nevedunsky, and it's going to bring Seakosh home. So Rosholt scores off the double from Nevedunsky. So 1-0 with the first score of the night, coming off a hit from Nevedunsky as Seakosh crosses home plate. And that brings up Sam Trebutusky. Trebutusky had a single in the second inning, and he pops that one out into right field, and that'll be out number 2, as Nevedunsky's going to tag up and head over to third, as Trebutusky pops out to right field. And that's going to bring up first baseman Nate Lemanchek. Lemanchek reached first on an error his first at-bat, as he shoots that one out into left field, and that'll be out number 3, as that'll do it for the top of the third. But the Rosholt Hornets put one on the board, and we'll see what the Pacelli Cardinals can do here in the bottom of the third right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Little Sprouts is now open in Rudolph with the same great child care you know about in Auburndale. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
The community here in Rudolph has been extremely welcoming, and we're excited to serve here just like we do up in Auburndale. Part of the process is to help out the school districts and to help the children their 4K children to stay close and get services right here. We serve here in Rudolph 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds, and up in Auburndale we serve 6 weeks old until 12-year-olds.
Our Auburndale pea pods, wiggleworms, busy bees, and fireflies welcome the Rudolph sweet potatoes, lovely ladybugs, and beautiful butterflies. Contact Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the bottom of the third inning after the Rosholt Hornets put up a run in the top of the third. The Pacelli Cardinals will look to answer and make some noise with the bats in their own right, as it was Seakosh crossing home plate for the Hornets. And leading off for the Cardinals here in the third inning is catcher Tim Sackman. Sackman's first at-bat of the night. And that first pitch is in there for a strike from Seakosh to Sackman. As that one's fouled back for strike number 2. Cardinals went 3 up, 3 down back in the second inning. Cardinals got 1 hit so far through the first 2 innings. That one's low for ball number 1. So 1-2 the count to Sackman. That one's fouled back. Sackman stays alive. That one's grounded in the gap into right field. So Tim Sackman with a base hit as he gets the Cardinals started here in the bottom of the third. And that brings up left fielder Nolan Wycheck, number 17. Wycheck batting at the 9 spot tonight. His first at-bat of the night. We have some NBA or Bucks news here after this, as pitch 1 is a strike to Wycheck. But regular season's over in the NBA. The play-in tournament starts tonight. It's the East playoff tournament tonight. That'll go until Friday, but the actual playoffs start Saturday as the Bucks will take on the Miami Heat again, as that one's bunted down, and both runners will be safe. So a bunt down from Wycheck as Sackman is safe at second. So the Cardinals with runners at first and second, with leadoff hitter Bryson Cashin back up to bat. Cashin popped out to center field his first at-bat. And now we'll have a meeting on the mound. It'll give us a chance to talk a little bit about the Milwaukee Bucks and as they gear up for this playoff run. Again, if you remember, the Bucks were the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference last year, and they lost to the Miami Heat in the playoffs, who wound up going on all the way to the NBA Finals, where they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers last year in the NBA bubble playoff format. So the Bucks, their first round matchup, right back with the Miami Heat, as Bucks being the 3 seed, Heat as the 6 seed. So that'll be an interesting matchup for the Bucks in the first round. We'll see how they fare with the Bucks. That's this Saturday. The Bucks will take on the Miami Heat. And the play-in tournament for the NBA between the 7 through 10 seeds is Tuesday through Friday. But the Bucks' first game is Saturday night against the Miami Heat. Again, Bryson cashing up to bat now with runners at first and second. No outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Cashin looked like he was gearing up to get a bunt down, pulls it back, and it'll be a strike anyways. So it may have been a bit low for a strike, but nonetheless, umpire's call is a strike. So 0-1 the count to Cashin. That one low in the dirt. That one called the ball. 1-1 the count. And we've talked to Bryson on a few different occasions here on Zaleski Sports. A couple times football season, I believe once or twice during the Cardinals basketball season as well. That one's low and called a strike once again. And that one looked like it was clearly low and away, but nonetheless called a strike. So 1-2 the count to Bryson Cashin. Again, the umping has seemed pretty solid so far tonight. Just those last couple of pitches looked like they were pretty low, but that one's grounded over, and runner gets in the way there. So that, see what they call. He'll be out, heading to second. So Wycheck will be out, heading over to second. See, they got hit by the ball, but Cashin will be safe at first. That brings up Drew Kidrevich, who struck out his first at bat. Pitch one's a ball to Kidrevich. So 1 down, 2 on. And that one's grounded, and we'll have an out at third. They'll go for the double play, and they won't have the double play. But Sackman's going to be out at third as Cashin heads to second. And Kidrevich is going to reach on the fielder's choice over to first. And that brings up Brock Bierenkot, who singled out into left field his first at-bat. Back in the first inning. So 2 outs. Runners at first and second as that one's popped back for a foul. 0-1 the count for Bierenkot. Bierenkot, another Cardinals basketball player this past winter season. That one's inside for ball 2. Gets by the catcher. Runners will advance. So both runners in scoring position now for the Cardinals. This count runs at 1-1 to Bierenkot with runners at second and third, 2 down here in the bottom of the third. As that one's popped back and out of play for a foul and strike number 2. So 1-2 the count to Bierenkot as he tries to put one in play and get the Cardinals a run here in the bottom of the third. That one's grounded down as he'll be tagged out as the ball was dropped. So he's not out, as on the tag, Seakosh drops the ball as he was getting close to being right in the baseline. As Bierenkot kind of kind of trucked him, trucked his hands away at least on that. And head coach of the Rosholt Hornets, Jack Brooks, not happy with the call. As we have a major argument going on out in the field between Brooks and the umpire. It's a yelling match, a screaming match going on out on the field between Jack Brooks and the umpire out there. So a run scores for the Cardinals in the midst of all that, as we're trying to make sense of what just happened there. Bierenkott's gonna reach first, and Cashin scores for the Cardinals. So a big call, regardless of what you might think of whether it was the right or wrong call. A big call that leads to a run for the Pacelli Cardinals as Kadrevich goes to third. So runners at first and third for Caden Mayak, the pitcher, at the 3 spot at bat for the Cardinals. That one's low and away for ball 1 to Mayak, but again, Coach Brooks getting into it on the field there. Just trying to cool the tempers down here at Buchholz Park. The Cardinals score a run. So 1-1 the count. As Bierenkott's checked over there at first by Sikash. As looks like you have a warning, I believe, to Lemanchik over at first base for Rosholt. Umpire over at second base, putting the players and coaches in their place tonight, it looks like. That's a big swing and a miss from Mayak. But I believe he was warning Lemanchik. I don't know if Lemanchik was saying some words over there at first base, but 1-1 the count to Caden Mayak. His temper's running high here in a conference rivalry game between the two best teams in the Central Wisconsin South Conference. As that's a strike to Mack. So 1-2 the count. As Bierenkott stealing second, but that'll be fouled off, and Bierenkott will come back to first. As Mack stays alive in the count, Mack popped out to left field, his first at-bat, back in the first inning. Bierenkott's going to steal again, but Mack's going to strike out. So Sikash with the strikeout. Mack out swinging for out number 3. That'll do it for the third inning. An inning that had a lot of drama, a lot of stuff happen, but the Cardinals score a run and even it up at 1-1. We'll take a break and be right back after this here on Selesky Sports.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the top of the fourth inning. But first, we'll hear from our friends over at Spectrum Benefit Solutions. Spectrum Benefit Solutions, with offices across central Wisconsin, including Stevens Point. Spectrum Benefit Solutions is your group benefits provider for health, dental, accident, and life insurance. Spectrum Benefit Solutions works with hundreds of clients of all sizes to help you attract and retain the best employees. Find Spectrum Benefit Solutions on Facebook to get started. Big thanks to Spectrum Benefit Solutions and all of our sponsors here at Zaleski Sports for allowing us to bring everybody live, free sports only at ZaleskiSports.com here on the Zaleski Sports Broadcast Network. Again, back in that third inning, we just saw the Cardinals score that run on a controversial call on Brock Bierenkott heading over to first base. That Coach Brooks of Rosholt not happy. Umpires here tonight getting a little upset with some talking back and forth, but some of that we like to see. We like to see a rivalry game here between the Pacelli Cardinals and the Rosholt Hornets, as that's a big swing and a miss to start off the fourth inning for Justin Wanta, the second baseman for the Hornets. Another big swing and miss from Wanta. Quick 0-2 count to Wanta. Wanta walked his first at-bat in the second inning. So that one's popped over into right field and fouled off. So Wanta staying alive in the count. As Wanta checks his swing, did he go across? They say no. They say he was able to check his swing for ball one. 1-2 the count to Justin Wanta. So over at Buchholz Park, they got the concessions going. As that one hit Wanta's elbow on that one. So he'll take his base. So Wanta's going to head over to first. As Mayock nicks the elbow of Wanta there. Now up to bat for the Hornets is Brock Lyshik, the right fielder. As they check Wanta over there at first. Again, Brock Lyshik up, the right fielder, number 12. Lyshik walked his first at-bat back in the second inning. Again, we got the concessions going here at Buchholz, so stop over and get some, I don't know what they got over there. We probably got some burgers, some nachos, some of your, maybe some hot dogs. Who knows? Go check it out. See what they got over there at the concession stand here at Buchholz Park here in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. We had some rain, had some drizzles here early on, a lot of wind. Thought we might not be able to get this game going, but it has calmed down. And it looks like we're going to be able to get hopefully be able to get this full game off, as that pitch was a ball. Another ball to Lyshik. 2-0 the count. And a big swing and a miss from Lyshik on that one. He was trying to send that one into the window of a house. Out past the wall, but misses, and it's 2-1 the count to Lyshik. That one's called strike number 2. 2-2 the count to Lyshik. Runner at first, no outs here in the top of the fourth. A big swing and a miss for a strikeout. Lyshik strikes out for Mayock's third strikeout here on the day. For out number 1 here in the fourth inning. That brings up Bo Nevedunsky, the center fielder. Nevedunsky struck out looking back in the second inning for the Hornets. One down, runner at first. That one's grounded over to second and out at second, and an throw is a little off to the right. And no out at first, but to get the out at second. So Nevedunski's going to reach first on a fielder's choice there. And Wanta is going to be out at second base. It was Nick Helms not quite able to come up with the catch over there at first. Looked like the throw was just out of his reach. And that brings up Nate Kropolowski at 9th in the order. That one's inside for ball number 1 to Kropolowski. That one's in there for strike number 1 to Nate Kropolowski. Kropolowski, the left fielder, he struck out swinging back in the second inning. And runner at first, 2 down here in the top of the 4th. That's low for ball number 2. 2-1 the count. 2-1 the count to Kropolowski again. Caden Mack on the mound, getting the start tonight for the Cardinals. That one's popped up. And we'll see who gets it. It's going to be out. So Kropolowski pops out. And that'll do it for the top of the 4th. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 4th inning right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Roof Tech LLC specializes in commercial roof coatings and spray foam. Roof Tech also services the entire state of Wisconsin. That's right, from La Crosse to Milwaukee, Eau Claire to Green Bay, Superior, Marshfield, Kenosha, Madison, Sheboygan, and everywhere in between. Roof Tech uses superior systems that can fully restore just about any roof in Wisconsin. Roof Tech is offering modern solutions for your roof's data dilemmas. See Roof Tech online at rooftechllc.com or Roof Tech LLC on Facebook.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the bottom of the 4th inning here at Buchholz Park in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, with Pacelli Cardinals and Rosholt Hornets tied up at 1-1. As we have a good one here in Stevens Point tonight between 2 conference rivals. So we've already seen some jawing back and forth between umpires, players, coaches. We've seen it all here tonight. Made for an exciting neck-and-neck battle here between the Rosholt Hornets and the Pacelli Cardinals. As in the 4th inning, no runs scored by the Hornets there in the top of the 4th. As they left 1 runner stranded at first. It was Nevedunski stranded at first. And leading off for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 4th will be third baseman Asher Jordan. Asher Jordan popped out over to the shortstop back in the 3rd inning. Here a lot of Drake being pumped out here for some intro music by the Pacelli Cardinal players tonight. As Asher Jordan sees the first pitch as a ball. 1-0 the count to Jordan. That one's in there for strike number 1. 1-1 the count. As we'll check in with some of our other games here on Zaleski Sports, as that one is just outside for ball number 2. 2-1 the count. But over in Kaukauna Neenah softball, Neenah leads 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th. As that one shot out into deep left field, and it'll be out. So Jordan lines out into left field for out number 1, and that brings up first baseman number 10, Nick Helms, as Helms popped out his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. 1 down here, as that's in there for strike number 1 to Helms. And that one's lined out into the gap into center field. So Nick Helms will have a single for the Pacelli Cardinals. And that brings up second baseman, number 3, Ben Hammerly. Hammerly grounded out his first at-bat in the second inning. As Stratford Newman baseball still tied at 1-1 in the top of the 5th over there in Stratford. And Assumption Soccer leads Amherst Soccer 2-0. And Amherst, as pitch 1 to Hammerly is a strike. 0-1 the count, runner at first, 1 down. As that one's popped out of play for strike number 2. 0-2 the count to Hammerly. As over in Stratford, we got softball going on between Newman Catholic and Stratford. Newman Catholic leads 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th. This looks like Newman on their way to coming out with a victory over Stratford in softball. That one is called a ball. 1-2 the count to Hammerly. And looks like Merrill DC Everest softball having some technical difficulties as Hammerly's going to strike out swinging. So Hammerly strikes out for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th. That brings up Tim Sackman, the catcher. Sackman singled his first at-bat in the 3rd inning. As he pops that one out into right field. It might fall, and it will. Off the glove. Off the glove of right fielder Brock Lyshik, but that was a tough play. Would have been a tough play for Lyshik to make on that one. As he had to slide to try to grab that one. Not able to do it, so a hit for Sackman. So runners at first and second for number 9 in the order, left fielder Nolan Wycheck. Wycheck singled his first at bat as well. See, swings and misses on that one. 0-1 the count. So he singled, but ended up getting out, heading over to second back in the 3rd inning. As that one's just chipped back for strike number 2 to Wycheck. Runners at first and second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 0-2 the count to Wycheck. As he pops that one out of play and stays alive in the count. Wycheck, the freshman. That one's inside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Runners at first and second. That one's popped back, fouled off. Wycheck stays alive. And we're tied at 1-1 here. Both teams scoring a run apiece in the 3rd inning. That one's popped back again. Fouled off 3 times in about the same spot back here. So Wycheck just battling, staying alive for the Cardinals. As he faces a 1-2 count with runners at first and second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. That one, they say, is just high for ball 2. 2-2 the count. That's a big swing and a miss, and that'll be out number 3 here in the 4th inning as Wycheck strikes out swinging. And that'll do it for the 4th inning. We'll be right back with the top of the 5th right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, it's Dean Blandino, and I'm here to tell you that Zaleski Sports is Wisconsin's hometown high school sports network. Get Wisconsin sports updates every day with Zaleski Sports. That's where I get my Wisconsin sports updates. And listen, while we're here, all right, I'll admit it. Dez caught it, but the Packers won. The end.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the top of the 5th inning. But first, we'll hear from our friends over at the Stevens Point Brewery. Be sure to sit back and enjoy the handcrafted sodas from the Stevens Point Brewery. Made from 100% real sugar and high-quality ingredients. Select from a variety of styles, including Point Root Beer, Diet Root Beer, Black Cherry Cream, Orange Cream, Vanilla Cream, and Kitty Cocktail. For more than 15 years, Point Premium Root Beer has been a tradition right here in central Wisconsin. Stevens Point Brewery supports all area student athletes. Do be sure to get some of that Stevens Point Brewery root beer. I think I've got a case of the root beer and cream soda in my refrigerator. That's some good stuff over there at the Stevens Point Brewery, and we thank them for being a sponsor here at Zaleski Sports, allowing us to bring you guys live sports, live Wisconsin sports, only at Zaleski Sports. That's first pitch is low to Isaac Seakosh, leadoff hitter leading off the inning for the Hornets. Seakosh starting at pitcher tonight for the Hornets as well. That's low and away for ball 2 to Seakosh. Seakosh popped out his first at-bat and had a double and was the scoring run back in the 3rd inning for Rosholt. And that one is called a strike. Another one, couple times we've seen some pitches in the dirt called strikes tonight, but pitches coming in there fast. Tough to see sometimes. That one's shot out into left center, and it'll be out over in center field. So 1 up and 1 down. Here's Seakosh pops out to center field, and that brings up Tyler Hintz, the catcher. Hintz grounded out and popped out his first 2 at-bats in the 1st and 3rd innings.
I don't think you're supposed to throw his bat like that. I'm sure they can go this way. Oh, I'm sure. You see that make it one.
Pitch 1 from Mayak is a strike to Tyler Hintz. 0-1 the count. That one's popped out into right field, just over the outstretched glove of the first baseman for a hit. A base hit for Tyler Hintz. And that brings up Blade Nevedunsky. Nevedunsky, the shortstop, rather, as he's walked and doubled so far here tonight. As they check him over there at first. That one's inside for a ball. 1-0 the count. The count to Nevedunsky. That one's outside for ball number 2. 2-0 the count. Runner at first. 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Score tied at 1-1. As that one shot out into center field, and that one's going to fall Nice hit there from Nevadunsky. We'll see if they send Hintz home. They're going to send Hintz home, and they're not going to try to make the throw home. So Hintz scores on a double from Blade Nevadunsky. So Hintz scores. Nevadunsky with the RBI and the double. And that brings up Sam Trebatuski. And first pitch to Trebatuski is a strike. Trebatuski singled his first at-bat in the second inning and popped out to right field in the third inning. And that one's popped up. It looks like it'll stay in the field of play and be out. So out number 2 for now on Trebatuski. Pops out to Mayak. So 2 down. And that brings up first baseman Nate Lemanchik. Lemanchik reached on an error and popped out to left field. And that one's going to be a base hit for Lemanchik out into center field. And we'll see if it brings Nevadunsky home. It does. So Lemanchik with the base hit that brings in Nevadunsky for the score. So 2 runs scored here in the top of the 5th for the Hornets is Lemanchik with the base hit out into center field. As we have a pinch runner in for Lemanchik now. As I didn't get a number 7 pinch running there. I'm going to guess it's Skylar Feltz. Let me know in the comments section if that's wrong. Let me know who that is, number 7 for the Rosholt Hornets. As that one's popped out and fouled. And that's Justin Wanta up to bat now, facing the 0-1 count now with, I believe, to be Skylar Feltz at first. Again, if that is incorrect and you know who number 7 of Rosholt is, please let us know in the comment section. And we'll get that fixed. And that one's going to hit Wanta in the back. So Wanta is going to take his base. I believe that's 4 hit batters now for Mayak. So runners at first and second with 2 outs. Hornets have already put up 2 runs here in the 5th. And that brings up Brock Lyshik, the right fielder. Pitch 1 is a ball to Lyshik. Runners at first and second, 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Mack checking over at second, and he'll fake the throw over there. Keep the runner honest. Again, we're going to call number 7 of Rosholt, Skylar Feltz, until we are corrected. One's low and away for ball 2. So yeah, confirmation that is Skylar Feltz over there at second. Always good when I can get things right. As Lyshik is walked. So Lyshik's going to head over to first. And that'll load the bases. That'll load the bases for Bo Nevadunsky coming up to bat. Now we'll have a meeting on the mound. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Valley Communities Credit Union wants you to know that buying a home has never been easier. With mortgage rates as low as 2.49% APR, financing your home has never been more affordable.
With Valley Communities Credit Union, we have low closing costs, local servicing, and underwriting.
We will make it simple and secure from beginning to end.
Call, click, or visit one of our 5 locations
and let our team show you why membership matters at VCCU.
Welcome back, everybody, as it's Bo Nevedunsky at bat for Rosholt. First pitch is fouled back. 0-1 the count to Nevedunsky, Bo Nevedunsky. And a big swing and a miss from Nevedunsky there. Bases are loaded. So Mayak just looking to get out of this inning without giving up another run. So we may see the Cardinals go with a pitching change next inning. As that one's a ball, 1-2 the count to Nevedunsky, Bo Nevedunsky. Base is loaded, 2 outs. That one's alone in the dirt for ball number 2.
Get on the ball.
That one's fouled back as Bo Nevedunsky stays alive in the count. 2-2 the count. Runners at first, second, and third. 2 down. And that one is past the catcher, and runner will score. So that'll be ball 3, and pinch runner Skylar Feltz is going to score for Rosholt. So wild pitch from Mayak there. And Sackman not able to come up with that. And a run scores for Rosholt. Runners advance to second and third. And a full count to Bo Nevedunsky now. 4-1 Rosholt leads. That's inside for ball 4. Bo Nevedunsky takes his base. And bases are again loaded for Nate Kropolowski coming in at 9th in the order. Kropolowski struck out his first at-bat and popped out in his second at-bat. Again, Mayak just trying to get out of the inning as he tosses a strike there. 0-1 the count to Kropolowski. As Sackman's going to head over to the mound, have a quick meeting with his pitcher, Mayak, and a quick discussion there. And now we're back and ready to go. Again, 3 runs scored here in the 5th inning for Rosholt. That one is in there for strike number 2. Mayak able to find the strike zone again. 0-2 the count to Nate Kropolowski. As he grounds that one. Is he going to get through the gap? No. And he'll be out at first. And that'll do it for the top of the 5th. So the Rosholt Hornets put up 3 runs, putting this one at 4-1. Rosholt leads heading into the bottom of the 5th. We'll be right back after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Need incentive to get started at Mid-State Technical College? 1, 2, 3 for free can save up to $900 on tuition. Start this summer if you'd like. No catches, no application fee or essays to write. 1, 2, 3 for free at Mid-State. Get started at mstc.edu.
When you get moving again, be safe and ready to go. Use your stimulus or tax return to save up to $150 on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires. At Sherrill Tire and Service Center.
Get your car done right.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the bottom of the 5th inning. As the Pacelli Cardinals will look to cut into the 3-run deficit they find themselves in here after that 5th inning, where Rosholt put up 3 runs. Left runner stranded at first, second, and third, though, but put up 3 runs in the 5th inning, and the Cardinals will look to do some of the same here on their own end here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Again, winner of this game is going to sit atop the Central Wisconsin South. Actually, if we get down the nitty-gritty and technical of it, if Rosholt were to win, both teams, well, Rosholt would be 5-0 in conference play. Pacelli would be 5-1. So yes, whoever wins this game will be sitting alone at the top of the conference. Both teams currently undefeated. Rosholt at 4-0. Pacelli at 5-0 in conference play. And leading off for the Pacelli Cardinals here in the 5th inning is leadoff hitter and center fielder Bryson Cashin. Cashin popped out and reached on a fielder's choice here tonight. He'll look to get the Cardinals started off strong here in the 5th inning. That one's right down the middle for strike number 1 to Cashin. Again, still Isaac Seakosh out there on the mound for the Hornets. That one's low, but called a strike. 0-2 the count to Cashin. And we can smell some of that food from the concession stand up here in the press box, and it smells good as Cashin grounds that one over to second, and he'll be out at first. Close. Cashin made his best effort to head over there to first, but out at first nonetheless. For out number 1, that brings up Drew Kudrevich, the shortstop for the Cardinals. Struck out and reached on a fielder's choice. His last at bat. That one is a ball. 1-0 the count to Drew Kudrevich. He pops that one up as it looks like it'll be out of play over in right field, and it is. 1-1 the count now to Kudrevich. Nobody on. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. That one's right down the middle for strike number 2 to Kudrevich. And he shoots that one out in center field. That one's going to fall. So a base hit. He's going to stay at first. So a base hit for Drew Kudrevich's second hit. Second hit of the night. So Kudrevich with a base hit. Gets the runner on for the Cardinals. That brings up right fielder Brock Bierenkott. Bierenkott's got 2 base hits in his first 2 at-bats tonight. A big swing and a miss there from Bierenkott. So 0 on the count to Bierenkott. 1 out. Runner at first. So a meeting on the mound between Seakosh and Tyler Hintz. So you expect it to be a brief meeting between the two, and it is. Hintz jaunts back to home plate. And Seakosh ready to go. That one's low and past Hintz, so Kudrevich is going to easily head over to second. So runner in scoring position now for the Cardinals, with Bierenkott facing a 1-1 count and 1 out. And if you're the Cardinals, there's probably nobody else you'd rather have up to bat to try and knock in this run for the Cardinals, just based on what we've seen here today. And we'll have another meeting on the mound here. As it's Hintz, Seakosh, and third baseman Sam Trebatuski getting in on the exclusive meeting on the mound here for Rosholt. And now seem to be all good to go, set to go. As it needs, as Coach Brooks of Rosholt talking with the umpire. Along with maybe Coach Sankey was getting in on that as well, as that one's popped back, fouled back. So 1-2 the count to Brock Bierencott. As Bierencott just gets a tip on that ball, fouls it back, stays alive in the count at 1-2. That one's grounded over to second base, and Bierencott will be out at first. So Bierencott out at first on the ground out. It does send Kudrevich over to third. And that brings up pitcher number 16, Caden Mayak. Mayak's popped out and struck out his first two at-bats. He'll be looking to get one down and bring Kudrevich home for the Cardinals. And that one's fouled back. 0-1 the count to Mayak. And he pops that one up, and that one's back behind the press box here. 0-2 the count to Caden Mayak. As that one's grounded on the first base line, but foul. So Mayak staying alive in the count. As Mayak shoots that one out in the gap between left and center, and it'll get through. So Mayak is going to have a double. So Mayak doubles on one shot out into left field, and he brings in Kudrevich for a run. So a double for Caden Mayak. Kudrevich scores. So 4-2 now. Cardinals cutting into that 3-point deficit. Now a 2-point deficit. 2-run deficit. And now Asher Jordan, the third baseman, up to bat for the Cardinals. And he shoots that one out into the gap in center field. Mayak's going to come home. And Mayak's going to score. So Asher Jordan with a single. That brings Caden Mayak in to score. So the Cardinals getting hot here in the fifth inning. That brings up Nick Helms, first baseman for the Cardinals. So back-to-back runs scored for the Cardinals, cuts it to just a 1-run deficit. 4-3 Rosholt leads here in the fifth inning. And that one's shot out deep into center field. And that'll be out number 3. So that'll do it for the fifth inning. But the Cardinals score 2 runs. put the score at 4-3 heading into the sixth. We'll take another quick break and be right back after this.
Our nice weather is precious. Don't let mosquitoes stop your family from enjoying a minute of it. Prepare, prevent, and protect with Mosquito Escape. Call or click today.
Bauer & Fine Business Technologies is your complete office technology solution. For 60 years, Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been serving school districts, municipalities, counties, religious organizations, and businesses in Wisconsin and beyond. Visit b-bt.com and let Bauer & Fine Business Technologies be your complete office technology solution. That's b-bt.com.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the top of the sixth inning here, as we've had all the runs scored. Both sides scored in the third and fifth innings. Both times Rosholt puts up a run in the third, Pacelli comes right back, puts up a run of their own. And now in the fifth, Rosholt put up 3, Pacelli comes back with 2 runs of their own, and it was Hintz, Nevedunsky. Rather, let me get my score sheet flipped to the right side. It was Kadrevich, Mayick, and Asher Jordan putting together the hits for the Cardinals back in the fifth inning to get those 2 runs for them. For him there, it was Kadrevich and Mayick scoring. And leading off for Rosholt now is Isaac Sikosh, who shoots that one out into left field, and that'll be out for out number 1 here in the sixth inning. It is still Caden Mayick out on the mound for the Cardinals. He's able to get a quick out here, as Rosholt did make it through their entire order there in the fifth inning. As now it's number 2 in the order, Tyler Hintz, the catcher, up to bat. Hintz is grounded out, popped out, and had a single. There's last at bat in the fifth inning. Hintz did score in the fifth inning, as he pops that one up, as that'll be an out. That'll be out number 2, so 2 up and 2 down here in inning number 6, as that brings up shortstop number 5, Blade Nevedunsky. Nevedunsky doubled his last at bat and scored in the fifth inning. He also doubled back in the third and walked in the first. So Nevedunsky's had himself a day today, as pitch 1 is a ball to Nevedunsky. Blade Nevedunsky, that is, not to get confused with Bo Nevedunsky, also on the team. That one's inside, but hits the inside corner of the strike zone for strike 1. That one's popped back and fouled back. So 1-2 the count from Caden Mayick to Blade Nevedunsky. And that one called a ball. Looks like the entire Pacelli team, coaching staff, and fan section all thought that was a strike. Everyone was getting ready to add into the dugout, but called the ball. 2-2 the count. That one's low and outside for ball 3. The count runs full to Blade Nevedunsky. So Nevedunsky staying patient. Quick time. Give Nevedunsky a chance to get another practice swing in. As he shoots that one out into deep left field, we'll see, and it'll get by. So Nevedunsky is going to have a double. So Nevedunsky with his third double of the game. So a huge day today for Blade Nevedunsky, as we'll have a meeting on the mound and possibly a pitching change. We don't know. We'll take a quick break, though. Take a quick break and be right back after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to continue this inning as we have a pitching change for the Pacelli Cardinals, as it's Peyton Flees coming in to pitch as relief pitcher for the Pacelli Cardinals, as Caden Mack's night is done at the mound. So Mack gave up 4 runs in 6 or so innings of play. 4 runs. He had, let's count them up here, 1, 2, 3 strikeouts for Mack and 4 runs given up. And that'll do it for Caden Mack's night. And now it is Peyton Flee's turn at the helm. And up to bat for the Rosholt Hornets after the double from Nevedunsky is Sam Trebetuski. As stealing third is Nevedunsky, and he'll get there. Nevedunsky able to steal third, as that is ball 1 to Trebetuski. Trebetuski singled in the second, popped out in the third, and popped out in the fifth. That one's low and inside for ball 2. 1-1 rather. First pitch was a strike. And that one's going to hit Trebetuski. So Trebetuski takes his base. And 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. That brings up Nate Lemanchik, the first baseman. Lemanchik singled his last at bat. He's also popped out and reached on an error tonight. As runner thinking about stealing, as runner's going to score at home on a nifty design there, as Nevedunsky's going to steal home and Trebetuski's going to steal second. So Rosholt scores a run, 5-3. Lemanchik at the plate. That one's in the dirt for ball 2. Ball 1, rather, to Lemanchik. And a big swing and a miss from the lefty Lemanchik there. 1-1 the count. It's Trebetuski over at second. Fleece ready to go. That one's popped out into left field and caught in left field for out number 3. That'll do it for the top of the 6th. We'll take another quick break. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th right after this.
Are you living with a prosthesis that is causing discomfort or pain? You have options, and I'm here to help. Hi, my name is Shai. I'm the owner of Next Step Prosthetics in Marshfield. You have a choice where you go for prosthetic care. My focus and specialty is providing a prosthesis that you enjoy wearing to help you get your life back. Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Let's take the next step together to a better life.
Welcome back, everybody, and now we'll have a chance to hear from our friends over at Valley Communities Credit Union. It's never too early to start teaching the value of saving. Your youngsters can learn today with the Valley Communities Credit Union Kids Club or Teen Savings Club membership. We make savings fun and easy with prizes for making deposits and getting good grades. Stop into one of our 5 locations, including Church Street in Stevens Point, to open an account for your kids today. Valley Communities Credit Union supports all student athletes. And a big thanks to the folks over there at Valley Communities Credit Union, helping kids to start saving early. Always a good idea. As I believe we have a pitching change for Rosholt as well. It looks like that is Blade Nevedunsky, the guy who's been on fire with his bat tonight for Rosholt, is now going to get the nod as a relief pitcher for the Hornets as well. So Seakosh's night is done at the mound. Seakosh gave up 3 runs and struck out 1, 2, 3, 4 batters in his 5 innings of play for the Rosholt Hornets. So again, it's Blade Nevedunsky, that is pitching now. And his first pitch is a strike to Peyton Flees. And that one's a strike as well to Flees. So relief pitcher on relief pitcher here. And in there for strike number 3. So Peyton Flees watches 3 strikes go by and strikes out looking. 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. And that brings up number 6, Tim Sackman, the catcher. Well, it looks like Flees was hitting in for Ben Hammerly there. Pitch 1 is a ball to Sackman. Two of the count now to Tim Sackman from Nevedunsky. That one low and inside for ball 3. So Nevedunsky quickly behind in the count. That one's high for ball 4. And Sackman will take his base and head over to first. And that brings up left fielder Nolan Wycheck. Wycheck singled in the 3rd and struck out swinging in the 4th. 1 down, runner at first. Here in the 6th, pitch 1 is a strike to Wycheck. 0-1 the count. 1 down, runner at first base here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That one is just high for ball 1. That one's grounded up the middle, and they'll have the out at first. So Wycheck grounds out to first, but Sackman's able to advance to second. And that brings us back to the top of the order with center fielder number 5, Bryson Cashin. Bryson Cashin has popped out, reached on a fielder's choice, and grounded out his first 3 at-bats. So Cashin looking to get his bat going here in the 6th inning. It looks like Sam Grivach is in running for Tim Stackman, so it's Grivach out there at second. Another familiar face from the basketball team of the Cardinals. And that one hits Cashin right on the elbow, or the upper arm, wherever that hit him in the arm, and Cashin takes his base. So runners at first and second with Drew Kadrevich up to bat. Kadrevich has got 2 singles and a strikeout here tonight. So 2 down here, runners on first and second in the bottom of the 6th. Big swing and a miss from Kadrevich on pitch number 1. 0-1 the count to Kadrevich. And that one's popped up into right field, and that will be out number 3. That'll do it for inning number 6. We'll take another quick break as the Pacelli Cardinals go scoreless here in the 6th, and we'll be right back after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Little Sprouts is now open in Rudolph with the same great child care you know about in Auburndale. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
The community here in Rudolph has been extremely welcoming, and we're excited to serve here just like we do up in Auburndale. Part of the process is to help out the school districts and to help the children stay, their 4K children, to stay close and get services right here. We serve here in Rudolph 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds, and up in Auburndale we serve 6 weeks old until 12-year-olds.
Our Auburndale pea pods, wiggle worms, busy bees, and fireflies welcome the Rudolph sweet potatoes, lovely ladybugs, and beautiful butterflies. Contact Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the top of the 7th. But first, we will hear from our friends over at Felt's Dairy. Felt's Dairy is located at the Crossroad Commons in Stevens Point. Felt's Dairy is a family-friendly experience serving your favorite cheeses, ice cream, meat, and more, all grown right here in central Wisconsin. Felt's Dairy is open Monday through Saturday and 24/7 on Facebook. And be sure to head over to Felt's Dairy and get some cheese. They got some meats there. They got a lot of stuff there. They even got some Stevens Point Brewery products over there typically. So make sure to head over to Felt's Dairy and get some of their great cheeses and foods and meats and ice cream even. Got a lot of great stuff over there at Felt's Dairy. His first pitch from Fleas is a ball to Justin Wanta. Wanta at second base, as that one's in there for a strike. So 1-1 the count to Wanta. Wanta has either gotten hit by a pitch or walked every single time he's been up. Not this time. He will ground out here on this one. For out number 1. So that brings up right fielder Brock Lyshek. Lyshek has walked a couple times and struck out once. That one's high for ball 1 to Lyshek. As that one is popped up into shallow center, infield, and out. Over at second base for out number 2. So quick 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. And that brings up Bo Nevedunsky. Nevedunsky has struck out looking, reached first on a fielder's choice, and walked on his 3 at-bats tonight. That's a big swing and a miss. Count at 0-1 now to Nevedunsky. That one's high and inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Bo Nevedunsky, the center fielder for Rosholt. Nobody on, 2 outs. That one's outside for ball number 2. 2-1 the count to Nevedunsky. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 7th inning. That one's popped up into shallow left field, and that'll do it for the top of the 7th inning. So it's 3 up, 3 down there in the top of the 7th. We'll take another quick break and be right back after this with the bottom of the 7th here on Zaleski Sports.
Wondering what to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set to start the bottom of the 7th inning. It was 3 up, 3 down for the Rosholt Hornets there in the top of the 7th. And now the Cardinals will get a chance to cut into this 2-run deficit they see themselves in here, down 5-3. Here as we get set to start the bottom of the 7th inning, as it will be Brock Bierencott leading off for the Cardinals. Bierencott has singled twice and grounded out once. So he's 2 for 3 here in tonight's action. We'll see what he can do here. As again, it is on the mound for Rosholt. The pitching change was made last inning. It is Blade Nevedunsky for Rosholt on the mound. As it's Bierencott. That one's outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count here in the bottom of the 7th. Nobody on, no outs. One's outside again for ball number 2. That one's high and outside for ball 3. 3-0 the count to Bierencott. That one's in there for strike number 1. So 3-1 to Bierencott. That's going to be outside for ball 4. Bierencott will take his base. That'll bring up Caden Mack. Mack popped out, struck out his first 2 at-bats, and then followed that up with a double and scored back in the 5th. That one's high for ball 1. Now we'll have a meeting here in the infield between the entire infield of the Rosholt Hornets. And with that, that'll give us a chance to check in on some of the other games here going on. Maybe. And also that reminds me to stay tuned for the Nasonville Dairy post-game show following this game, as we'll have some interviews from the Pacelli Cardinals after the game. And stay tuned for highlights of the game on Facebook later tonight. It'll be on Zaleski Sports Stevens Point Facebook page. And that one's in there for strike 2 to Bierencott. Or not Bierencott, rather. Strike 1 to Caden Mick. Bierencott is over at first. So 1-1. Count to Mayak. That one's a ball. So it's 2-0. The count to Mayak. That one tried to check his swing, but fouls it back, and 2-1 the count to Mayak. Mayak pops that one up and back, fouls it off, 2-2 the count to Caden Mayak. Again, runner at first, no outs here in the bottom of the second. Mayak facing a 2-2 count. The Cardinals look to cut into this 2-run deficit. That one's high, 4-3. The count runs full to Caden Mayak. That one's high and inside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks as it's Mayak at first, Bierencott at second, and that brings up third baseman, number 13, Asher Jordan. Asher Jordan popped out his first 2 at-bats and then had a base hit back in the 5th. So a runner in scoring position for the Cardinals. Runners at first and second, no outs here in the bottom of the 7th, and it's Asher Jordan at the plate, and now facing a 1-0 count to Asher Jordan. That one's inside, but the ump says it just hits the inside edge for strike 1. And that one is called the ball. So 2-1. 2-1 the count to Asher Jordan with runners at first and second and no outs in the bottom of the 7th. As that one's popped up and out of play. Strike number 2, count evens at 2-2 to Asher Jordan. That one's popped and shot out into left field, and that'll be out in left field. Runners will stay put. So Asher Jordan lines out to left field for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. And that brings up first baseman number 10, Nick Helms. Helms has popped out twice and singled once. He singled back in the 4th inning. That one's in there for strike 1 to Helms. And again, it looked like we might have some rough weather here, but it's just been some light drizzling and sprinkling around here. Nothing enough to stop the play or ruin the field conditions. So the rain has mostly missed us here at Buchholz Park in Stevens Point, as that one is shot out into the gap in center field by Asher Jordan. And coming around home and scoring is Brock Bierencott. So Nick Helms. Nick Helms with the base hit for the Cardinals that brings in a run, and it's 5-4. That sends Caden Mayak to second. Again, Helms with the single. And then back up to bat is Peyton Flees. And that is Hammerly back up. That has Ben Hammerly back in at his spot in the order. That one's inside for ball one. It's high and away for ball two to Hammerly. Hammerly grounded out and struck out his last two at-bats. There's a soft toss over to first. And that one's outside for ball number three to Hammerly. And checking in over in Stratford baseball, it's the bottom of the seventh inning. Stratford leads Newman Catholic 3-2 in the bottom of the seventh over there. It's a little meeting on the mound here for Rosholt. And that one's in there for strike number one to Ben Hammerly. 3-1 the count to Hammerly. That one's low and away for ball four. So Hammerly's going to take his base. Runners advance, and the bases are loaded for the Pacelli Cardinals with just one out here in the bottom of the seventh. So the Cardinals in position to tie this game and perhaps take the lead if things fall their way. That brings up Tim Sackman, the catcher. He's got 2 base hits and a walk so far tonight, and pitch one's a ball. Again, bases loaded, just one out. 1-0 the count to Sackman. That one's in there for strike one. 1-1 the count. That one's fouled back. 1-2 the count to Tim Sackman. And that one's chipped off as Sackman stays alive. So 1-2 the count. Loaded bases, one out in the bottom of the seventh for the Pacelli Cardinals. As he grounds that over to third, they're going for the out at home. They'll have the out at home and the out at first. So what a play there by the Rosholt Hornets as they get the out at home and then the double play at first. So a great play there by Rosholt. And that'll do it as the Rosholt Hornets take down the Pacelli Cardinals in wild fashion here, winning 5-4 and taking sole control of first place here in the Central Wisconsin South Conference. And with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with your Nasonville Dairy postgame show. And stay tuned for the Nasonville Dairy postgame show as we will be talking with head coach of the Pacelli Cardinals, Wayne Sankey, about tonight's game. So we'll have that exclusive interview for you as well as a breakdown of tonight's game. So stay tuned for the Nasonville Dairy postgame show right after this here on Zaleski Sports.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
Valley Communities Credit Union wants you to know that buying a home has never been easier. With mortgage rates as low as 2.49% APR, financing your home has never been more affordable.
With Valley Communities Credit Union, we have low closing costs, local servicing, and underwriting.
We will make it simple and secure from beginning to end.
Call, click, or visit one of our 5 locations
And let our team show you why membership matters at VCCU.
What? No?
When you get moving again, be safe and ready to go. Use your stimulus or tax return to save up to $150 on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires. At Sherrill Tire and Service Center.
Get your car done right.
All right, welcome back, everybody. As I'm out on the field here, waiting to talk with Coach Sankey of the Pacelli Cardinals. As we saw tonight, we saw a tight game, 5-4. The Rosholt Hornets took down the Pacelli Cardinals to take sole control over the Central Wisconsin South Conference. As a crazy double play that ended this game allowed all the Rosholt Hornets to get this win. As Coach Sankey comes to join us here. Come right over here, Coach. I'll go on the grass here. So, Coach, I guess hard-fought game, conference game between two best teams in the Central Wisconsin South. I guess what are your thoughts on the game tonight and how you guys played and what happened?
I thought we played well. Defensively, we probably played just as well as we played all year. Our pitching was good, and we hit the ball just fine, and we were patient at the plate there in the last inning. I'm satisfied with the way we played, but obviously we'd rather have a different outcome.
All right, so then I guess what positives can you take away from this game then? Talking about how you guys play well, obviously you played against a very good team. What positives can you take away moving forward throughout the season from this game?
Well, not only this game but last night, I think we faced two of the better pitchers in this area with Allman, Thomas Hunt, and then Isaac Seakosh from Rosholt. So, our guys are putting the bat on the ball. They've had some big hits against some good pitching. So, if Rosholt is probably one of the better teams around here, we gave them a game, and we definitely could have went a different way at the end, and we would have won this game. So, we can play with just about anybody around in our conference or in our division.
All right, and then talk to me a little bit about your guys' hitting specifically. What are your thoughts on the way you guys hit tonight, and just the way you did offensively tonight overall?
I thought we did fine offensively. We put the ball in play. We got some big RBIs. Just couldn't get that one extra hit. We get one more hit, and we're talking about how an amazing game it was for us. So I thought we did just fine.
Okay. And then if you had to pick out, I guess, an area where you can really work on, where you can get into practice and kind of get to work on, what area would you look at, and what are you going to talk to the guys about, kind of trying to improve on going forward?
Just always defense. We played horrible defense, to be honest. Yesterday we had 7 errors, and today we only had 1 error. If we play average defense, we're going to be in every single game. And in that first and third situation, we knew what we had to do with the ball. We practiced that, but we just didn't execute it. So.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Coach. That's all I have for you. I'll let you get out of the rain.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So that was Coach Sankey of the Pacelli Cardinals on his thoughts on tonight's game, and with that, we will say goodnight here from Buchholz Park here in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Again, my name is Cale Jacoby. Vinny over on the production for us tonight. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time.